today. Very good class. So you give yourself a hand. Now, before we proceed to our lesson for today, let's first read our lesson objectives. First, we have, for our knowledge, we have the differentiate reality from fantasy based on a material viewed or read. Next, for our skills, construct realistic and fanciful sentences. Then we have for affective, show correct judgment and differentiating reality from fantasy through picture interpretation. Alright, so before we proceed to our lesson for today, let's have first our short activity. So let's have our puzzle time. So, first I will group you into 4. So, this will be the group 1, group 2, group 3, and group 4. Alright, so I have here 8 envelopes, and inside these envelopes are puzzles. And each group will be given 2 envelopes, so you have to form the puzzles. So what are you going to do, class? What are you going to do is to form the puzzles and tell whether it's real or unreal. Or you have to identify whether the pictures is real or unreal.
Okay, ma'am.
Alright. So I will give you 5 minutes to do your work. Okay, group 1, group 2, group 3, and group 4.
What are you going to do with this, ma'am?
You have to form the puzzle to form the pictures.
We're done.
If you're done, class, you need to discuss with your group and tell whether it's real or unreal. Identify the pictures if it's real or unreal.
Alright, so we're ready.
Are you done, class?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So have you discussed with your group?
Yes, ma'am.
Right. Okay, since you're already done, let's start with the group 1. Where's the Spider-Man? So, ako ba yung patapot class, no? Good kayo sila. Ay! movies. So let's start from the group 1. Good afternoon, class. Good afternoon, everyone. So this is the work for group 1. So this is the work from my group. So we have here the dog and Spider-Man. So we label it as the dog as real because we see it, or we can see it in our real life. While the Spider-Man is unreal because it can be seen in only in the movies. Alright, very good, group 1. Next, group 2. Where is the tree? Group 2, where's your word? Ako pag hindi patapos class no? Umiya ay. Alright, so group 2. Good afternoon, everyone. This is the work from group 2. So this is what we formed from our group. So we have here the tree and a unicorn. And we label it as the tree as real because we can see it outside and we can also see it everywhere. While the unicorn is unreal because we can only see it in animated movies. Okay, very good. Next, group 3. Okay, so this is the work from group 3, ma'am. And we have here the stones and the Barbie. And we can see that the stones is real because we can see it everywhere and it is real. Why? Because we can see it outside or in any other places. And also, we have here the Barbie and we labeled as unreal because it's only created by our imagination or we do not see it in real life. Okay, next, for our last group, number 4 or group 4. Good afternoon, everyone. This is the word from my group. And this is what we discussed. And we have here the fairy and our President Duterte or our Tatay Digo. And our President is real because why? It is our former President and President Duterte is a real man or we can see him in our real life. And while the fairy is unreal because it's only created by our imagination and we cannot see it in our real life or it only can be seen in movies. Okay, very good. So everyone, your work is all correct. So let's give yourself a hand. Alright. So now class, since you're already done with our short activity, so the Spider-Man, Barbie, unicorn, and the fairy are not real. On the other hand, the President Duterte, dog, tree, and the stones are real because they exist in real world. Okay, so all of your activity class that you have discussed or present here in our class is all correct. Next. So now, let's move on to our next presentation. So we have here the 3 Wishes by Ricardo E. Alegria. So what are you going to do is to watch the short movies and you have to take all the details that is real or unreal. Okay, everybody, please watch the movie or a short clip video called The Three Wishes.
The Three Wishes.
Once upon a time, a woodcutter and his wife lived in the forest. They worked very hard. They were poor, but very happy. One day, the woodcutter looked for some trees to cut. He found a very strong and tall tree in the forest. When he tried to chop it down, suddenly he heard a voice. Please, help me, the woodcutter looked for where the voice came from. It came from the fallen tree behind him. He looked down and saw a fairy under the tree. The fairy's wings were stuck under the fallen tree. Please help me get out of here. My wings are stuck under this tree.
Oh, poor fairy. But how can I remove this big tree?
I will tell you how to get me out. The woodcutter did what the fairy had told him. He used the axe and rock for leverage. Very well, thank you.
Now you can go. I have to chop down this big tree before it is dark.
I'd like to thank you for saving my life. Go back home and make 3 wishes. Then all 3 wishes will come true. The woodcutter ran into the house.
Oh, dear. First make a delicious meal from what you have. I am very hungry now. Then I will give you surprising and wonderful news.
Oh, we only have some soup. I wish we had some sausages too. Suddenly, some sausages appeared on the table.
Oh no! A fairy gave us 3 wishes. Now we only have 2 left. You wasted a wish. Oh, I wish these sausages were stuck in your nose.
Suddenly, the sausages were stuck in his wife's nose. What is going on here? Oh!
Oh no! Now we've used up 2 wishes. But oh, how funny you look.
His wife was getting...
The 3 wishes.
Alright, so let's just assume that the story is already done. Alright, so class, what is the story is all about?
What are the 3 wishes?
The story is all about the couple who had a fairy, or a poor couple who seen the fairy. So why did the fairy give the 3 wishes to the old man? Because
The old man saved the fairy.
yes, the old man saved the fairy, or the old man helped the fairy. And what have you learned from the short video clip? Alright, very good. So what do you think is our lesson for today?
To help others.
Hmm? Okay, so what have you observed from the story?
To be more generous.
Or what have you observed? Is there a things that is real or unreal?
There is
There is. So what are those?
the fairy itself.
The fairy and
The 3 wishes.
the fairy and we have our mother and a father, so that's a couple. How about the fairy? Is it real or unreal?
I haven't seen any fairy.
Oh, yeah, yes! Very good! Why you can't see a fairy, class? Because we can only see it in the movies or animated movies, or we can only see it in our imagination or by our vivid imagination. Alright, so what do you think is our lesson for today, class? The lesson for today is all about...
Real and unreal objects.
Reality and
Alright, it's all about reality and
Fantasy.
fantasy. Alright, very good.
Wow.
Okay, so we have here the reality and fantasy. So what are the difference between the two? The reality is everything that lives or happens in real life, while the fantasy is a picture or dream created by the imagination or our imagination. So, do you understand, class, what's the difference between the reality and fantasy? Alright, very good. So now, when do we see if it's just a fantasy? So we say it's just a fantasy because, what, class? What do we say is just a fantasy, or what can we see if it's a fantasy? It is a fantasy if it is not real or it's only created by our imagination, or we can only see it in the movies. While we say if, when do we say if it's real? It's real because it happens in real life, or we can see it in what? In person. We can see it in person, so that's real. Okay, so let's have a short activity. Okay, clap your hands twice if the sentence I read is real, and stamp your feet once if it is a fantasy. Alright, let's start with number one. Number one, Darn, talk to me. So what is it? Is it a fantasy or reality? Alright, it's... Huh? No, it is not a clown. Why? Because it is not Darn, or it is Darna, by the way. It is Darna, talk to me. So,
I thought the.
have Darna talked to you? No, so
I am
it
so
is
sorry,
not real, or it's just a fantasy because we cannot see Darna in real life, or we cannot see Hero here. We have Hero, by the way, that it is only doctor, teacher, it is our hero, not the Darna, okay? Next, for number two, the water was singing with me. It is real or unreal? Stamp your feet if it is a fantasy, and clap your hands twice if it is real. Alright, very good. So you stamp your feet once because it is a fantasy. Next, number three, the cast in Boys Over Flowers are handsome. Yeah? Why do you say so? Ay, mga pogi sila, or they are called FR? Alright, very good. So, Boys Over Flowers, or the actors or the cast of Over Flowers are handsome because wapo mo dudod sila, class, o mga person sila in real life. Alright. Next, number four, K-pop stars are talented. Alright, it is real because K-pop is or are talented people because they are good at singing, dancing, and they are good at acting too. Alright, so they are talented. Next, we have number five, the alligator played football. Is it real or unreal? Alright, so you stamp your feet once because it is a fantasy. Ano, magkakadula ba football ang alligator, class?
Yes.
Huh? May yes ka mo pagtawag, hindi ha?
In your
Okay,
dreams.
alligator, class, hindi ko na siya makaplay o football. Kay, wala siya itiil. Ang naka siya itiil, pero hindi siya ka-kick sa football. Okay, next, we have number six. The frog jumped. It is real or fantasy? Alright. Kung mag-unsa man ang frog, class, madalagan ang frog.
Yes, they can run.
Hindi ka run, pero unsa man siya? Dili siya ka? Unsa man ang frog, class, mo lupad siya, dili. So, mo jump ra gud siya. Okay, so it's real. Last. The bear grows wings. Makagrow og wings ang bear class. Na siya'y pakpak? Wala. So it is a fantasy. Alright, so all of your answers are correct. So are you ready now? Do you have any question, class? Are we clear? Alright, very good. So, since you already knew about the fantasy and the reality, let's have a short assessment. So write F if the assessment is fantasy, and write R if it is a reality. For number 1 and number 5, you can direct answer in 1/4 sheet of paper. You didn't have to copy, class. Okay.
Can I ask number 1?
Alright. Pass your papers now. Okay, let's answer number 1. The computer talked to Elton and cried its heart out. It is a reality or fantasy? R or F?
It's a motherfucking F.
Yes, it's F. Mind your words, class. It's not F that you have in your mind. Huh? It's F. It means a fantasy. Alright, next number 2. The park is full of children.
That is real.
It is real. Why? Because ang child mga children, ganahan din silang play sa playground court in the park. Full of children. Kay, mainganyon sila class pagdaghan o magdula nga mga bata. Alright, next number 3. The elephant took to the poop. Not poop nga lahat sa inyong ginahuna-huna ha. Poop nga ato ang sa Roman Catholic na siyang religion class. Okay, so does elephant talk to the poop?
That is
No.
fantasy.
Nga naman, maka-istorya ang elephant class?
No.
No, of course, no. Okay, next. So number 3, fantasy gyapon siya class. For number 4, the witch stopped at the department store last Sunday to buy some potion. It is a fantasy or reality? The number 4. The witch stopped at the department store last Sunday to buy some potion. Kung sa ginang potion class, kanang makahilo or poison. So, nihunong ko na ang witch sa department store kay mo palit doon siya o potion. Tinood na class, dili. Dili. Kay, dili makita ang witch sa tinood nga kinabuhi na to or sa department store. Wala nakita nga layo witch nga ipalit, ha? Okay, so it's also a fantasy. Next, number 5. Miss Zendon went to Korea yesterday. She was riding a Honda magic carpet. It is real or unreal?
I think that is real.
Real. Why man real? Natay magic carpet rin nga ma-fly ta? No. So it's also a fantasy.
Wow.
Okay. So, who got 100 or who got perfect?
Yes, I.
Alright! So everyone is perfect. Very good, guys. Let's give it a second. Okay, now, what have you learned from our lesson for today, class?
You're able to differentiate reality to
Alright, so
fantasy.
you're able to differentiate the reality or fantasy, or you're able to know about the reality and fantasy.